Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Karen Newman. This is the Saturday Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It is Saturday, Lionsgate Day, 8/8/2020. We have very special guests. We have Jim Charles, and then back from wherever he goes when he's not here. He's known as Reiki with Will Mitchell. Hi, Will. Hi, Jim. How are you doing?
Hello.
So we're going to be doing a little bit of a different transmission. 1 second. I hate how this always happens. I can't get it to do it. Here we go. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a different transmission today. Will is going to be working with Jim. They're going to be bringing forth some information that Will has been getting, and they're going to be presenting to us. It's going to cover several different subjects, white magic, and what else, Will? What do you think it's going to be?
The Lionsgate.
The Lionsgate
And it could be connected with angelic realms. It could be, there could be a second part depending on time and who comes in. And I don't have it planned. It's, Spirit's going to drive this truck.
Okay, so Spirit is driving our truck across the Lionsgate, and we'll see what happens when we get on the other side. But it'll be really fun. So before we get started, Angie's going to start with some announcements. Go ahead, Angie.
Hang on. There you go.
Hi everyone. Our workshop is going to happen. We're very excited. It's confirmed we can be in person. Actually, yesterday was the day that they were going to determine that. It is a good go. I want to offer to people that I know the schedule is not online, is not on the Hucolo site. So if you are interested in participating online, this is the first time we are doing this. On Friday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there are 6 classes. Thursday is the opening ceremony. Monday is the closing ceremony with grounding. There is galactic language on Thursday evening. Friday, it's nonviolent communication and pendulum communication and protection is the first class. Afternoon class is telepathy and emotion code. Saturday morning class is understanding and using the matrix. Saturday afternoon class is belief in consciousness. Sunday morning class is white magic level 2. Sunday afternoon class is densities, dimensions, and timelines. And then Monday morning is the grounding and closing ceremony. If you are interested in the online portion of this, the classes are $50 each. Ceremonies are $25 each. And you can email me at workshop@hucolo.org. Sorry, it is not on the website. It was hard to just do the classes and the times on there. If you are interested, again, workshop@hucolo.org. Our workshop is going to be starting this Wednesday. We are very, very excited about this. A lot of new information, and just, again, gathering with their friends in person as well as online. Workshop@hucolo.org if you're interested. Thanks.
Okay, perfect. So we have that on this weekend. And also, just so you know, because of the workshop this weekend, we will not have a webinar next weekend. But that's, we all deserve a week off sometimes, and they're going to be busy. So if you want to, and you want to have some time with Jim and Angie and Will and everybody great from Hucolo, please sign up for the workshop.
Yes, the reason why there won't be a webinar is because we're using the Zoom for all the people that are taking online classes. So It's all our fault that there won't be a webinar next week, because we will need all the Zoom areas for people taking online classes. And there actually still people signing up. Much yesterday, we had somebody sign up for 3 more classes. So
perfect. Yeah. So everyone's welcome. Please get in touch with Angie. workshops@hucolo.org.com. Which one? Hucolo.com.
Org.
I don't know why. Send it to both. Just make sure it gets there.
Right. It's workshop@hucolo.org. It's
workshop@hucolo.org. Okay.
Yes.
So we have some blessings. So we'll start with Barbara. Go ahead, Barbara.
Shatatiata kosho no bataki sitikiata kosho. Titiapata kasitineata tichikishi. Tiapaka shitikiti data tokosho patakiti. Kinini atata koroto piti atakatikiti atako. Chiatake siti atakoroto tiapatatikiti tiatatokosho dua.
Thank you.
Lift up your hearts and be of good spirits. Look not at the world, for the world is deception. Look at what God has planned for the future. Look at the positivity that will come out of all these things that are happening. Look for the future and be glad that you will be part of it. Be part of it now by being the good example that is necessary for the world to hang on and to be more positive and to show truth and understanding.
Thank you. Okay, Dawn, go ahead.
Thank you. Karaushni me se otorevitting a tia cotis and pietu. Si ate yoshimiti sumo hasha, shoyatikao. Si atato shimiwa koshe. The alone unuske eutushete hana. Also udora. Si and I Kiyatachi at Yakosa. Tanama.
Perfect.
People are saying things will never be the same. I hear it every day. But let me tell you, peoples, that each day that you live will not be the same. There will be something different. You are moving forward in space-time, in your own enveloped situation. So nothing will ever be the same, but that could be a very good thing for you. So look forward to the changes, because the changes can bring positivity.
Right. Perfect. Thank you. Alan.
Hidara kutsa yatak fushakartasiaka. Kashakya sartakiasa. Kupshata ikarda okasiartaka. Shigata awisha budziatia karstata. Kaya pushiata rekasip dujakiata. Kia huna indarshukutia shakananda. Kia tukardi shata nangata.
We understand the importance of touch. We understand that it is necessary for all beings around the universe, and there is a definite lack of it on your planet at this time. We reach out to you and caress you in your own way. Remember that we are with you and we understand this loss, but it will come back. It will be regained, and it will be greater than it ever was before, because you have not taken it for granted at this time, and touch will be more important and more precious than ever.
Thank you. Eva.
Oinika aze kiki unya ha ha siki oni kanu ani ningi guatinka ani wasa aziki kujinya ani goisi nini duadi kashanya varukiniki kasama.
Days and nights bring uncertainty at this time, but take heed. These are only temporary. You will see the results of many years of prayer coming to fruition at some point. And we are here to guide you when it happens.
Thank you. Okay, so if I can have everyone except for Will and for Jim to turn off their cameras, because then the viewing audience can see just the two of them. They're going to be doing a channeling of light language and also interpretation, talking about many different subjects, including the Lion's Gate and some white magic and some different subjects. We'll see how it goes. Dawn is going to be monitoring the YouTube chat. If there is time for questions, or if it opens up, Dawn will be taking them. I would say, just because we are doing this sort of special transmission, if you can make your question relevant to the information that is being shared, so we can stay on subject and stay focused, that would be preferable. So please pay attention to what is being shared and the information, so that if you have questions about that, that your questions will be relevant. I don't know if we'll have time for questions, but we'll see how it goes. So I'll be watching in the Zoom room. Don will be handling the YouTube, and we'll basically let you guys take it away. Much love to you and have fun.
Thank you. Will, you can do an introduction.
Yes. The first thing they want to talk about is white magic, and it's a new language coming in. And Jim and I have this interesting relationship regarding the white magic and bringing it forth. So I've stopped questioning it. And so as a part of my process, I use light language to raise my vibration and allow the channel to come through. And so I'll go through my little process here, and it'll just be a moment. They're here already, so it's not.
Can I add to that?
Yes, please.
Okay. I wanted to let you know that Will and Wendy Wolf and myself were actually, it was actually Will and Wendy Wolf that had the revelation that the white magic was here. And I was third to understand about it. But once they spoke the light language to me, and at first it didn't come through, but just to give you a little introduction, then I listened to one of their podcasts or one of their broadcasts where they were speaking about the white magic. And all of a sudden, when they spoke the white language in that podcast, their broadcast, whatever you want to call it, it became very apparent to me what they were saying and how to interpret it and how to reimagine, how it was reimagined on the planet for 2012 onward to be a new kind of energy and power, and that the old magic would be dissipating in some ways. I'm sure it will still be there to some extent, like a relic of some sort, but the new magic works in a much different and much more clear and clean way because it is part of the ascension process. It's not like the old magic where you have to use a lot of props or whatever. I'm not even sure what the old magic is like, to be honest with you. But they said it's unlike the old magic in many ways because of the way it works with the insides of human beings, whereas the old magic works with outward version of energy. This works internally and also with your chakras and also with the energy that is being released by Mother Earth into the atmosphere. So it's quite a new thing, and it's not very old yet. It's just 8 years old since this is 2020. It's not even 8 years old because it started at the end of 2012. It's like maybe a little bit years old. So anyway, I just wanted to give Wendy and Will heads up on that. You heads up that they were actually the very beginning of it. They were actually the ones that discovered that it was there in a great energetic form. And I was fortunate enough to be around when they got in contact with me and said, "Can you interpret some of this?" So, and I couldn't at first, but it did come around and became very obvious that it was something that they wanted us to teach, wanted us to bring forward, and wanted us to talk about. All right, back to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Jim. They were telling me not to mention that you were gonna say it. So it's perfect. I love it. I love it. So Wendy and I are ambassadors of the Aquarium Fire, and the Aquarium Fire is utilizing the Holy Fire in this age of Aquarius. And the Holy Fire is a non-egoic energy that comes from the highest source of consciousness. It always respects free will, and it's unlimited in power. And it's really great at breaking down our belief systems and working with us in a natural way. So when I channel, I call on the Holy Fire, and that's what I'm going to do right now, and then speak a little light language. And to me, light language it's more prayer-like for me, and it allows me to connect with my inner being and with the universe around. So I invite you to join me. As we invite and allow the Holy Fire to flow in, through, and around us all, in every way and everywhere and everywhen. Iraharskacha arwatanono, urukwacha arana, iskawachi tiarana hatupu uruhusananuiatupu, uruwanahariatananariata. And I set aside my personal energy, isikanania tonononorio toto, so that I may be a clear channel for the messages of spirit. Iskananiu to urwatasa, the sania sha'awaratananira, for the highest good of all and for the ascension. Iri hanara watakacha awara harukua. Yaya tananara skawacha orohuso. For the ascension is here for all of us. Miyakuta nanawaya tanani. Iri anahoro huso kunanuyacha. All right, so the white magic language is going to start. So to nawarata takasho. Usatsawanani tatarsu. Sivia art honorable. Shaya atanan. So
At this point, we are talking to you from a distance. The white magic that you are discovering at this time is far greater than what has been presented so far. At this point, we want to say that it not only is working with the chakra system and the internal portions of each individual, but it also works on the soul level. For those of you that are unaware of the white magic or are just beginning, we want to let you know that this magic is grounding. It starts in the root chakra and moves up through the chakras so that all chakras are purified. Therefore, the beginnings of white magics may seem not so powerful, but they are actually extremely powerful in the sense that the cleansing of the spirit, the soul, and the internal parts of the being are crucial to presenting white magic. We welcome you if you wish to join us in this endeavor. We understand that some of you might be frightened of the word magic, but it is from an earth plane. Mother Earth is giving it off, and she is responsible for its content. Many of you are already involved in this process of white magic gathering. It does clear each chakra as it moves up through the body. Some of you have experienced the purging process. At times, this purging process can be unpleasant because you are reliving portions of the past that may have been difficult for you or may have left you with negative feelings and a negative thought process. But be aware that as you purge these out of your system, it will purify your chakras and purify that area of the body which is governed by the chakras. So far, we've only given a brief recap of what to expect from the white magic. Now we will enter into the areas that you do not know about. What you may not be aware of is that this is also a soul purging magic, a heart purging magic, and something of a great divine entrance into your system. God is the father of white magic, and so therefore he is responsible for what happens with it. This is something that you must know and keep into your heart. Faith and belief in the magic is also faith and belief in God. So you must understand they work hand in hand and will continue to do so. I want all of you who are involved with the white magic to stop right now and feel where it is in your system. Most of you, it will be in the solar plexus area where the greatest purging happens. Be aware that this is a painful area for the white magic to go through, because it does bring up many, many things from the past. As you learn more about it, it will definitely proceed as planned in the system. Do not be afraid of it, but be thankful for it. This magic will bring esoteric thought processes into awareness and into reality. Yes, that means what it sounds like. Some species do not believe your density can properly purify this magic and use it properly, but we see that it is already working and that you will come to a greater understanding of it as it works through the upper portions of the chakral system. You must also realize that the energy is not only in the chakras that you are bringing magic into, but the magic is in your earth plane. And this will help you to conjure, if you will, to use a word that you are familiar with. It would appear that they believe you are not able to use the magic until it gets beyond the solar plexus. We would probably agree with that because the energy on your planet is not substantial enough to support a great deal of energy yet. Another thing that is not available to you yet is the book that is going to be passed down into your realm. Now, it must be interpreted to be used properly, and it has not been done so yet. Another thing that you are not aware of is that wands can be useful with this magic as a focal point or a focal point for the energy to be flourish. Allow yourself to soak up the magic in more ways than one. This is something else that has not been taught. Although it says that the magic comes through the chakras bleed into the person. Allow that bleeding to continue and to purify. Purification is necessary for the magic to actually work, because you must be in alignment with earth, soul, and sky all at once. And that is part of the belief system and part of the purification methods. Yes.
Luortina hawahachaikna. Sanchia warnanya. Tochau knatna. Chinyanya nitoro swai. Chau knai hencha. Tanyanyanzu chau tuna. Chi chawa akuan no.
Since this magic also purifies the soul, it also magnifies the creative energies within that area, and you will be able to use them more fluently.
Nayawan kantan tianti ton. Chai kau hanya jaman kantan. Ti chakota chaninawa. Ton chantin kam tin. Sai kyawa kchantan no chudora. Tai ayatanarora hai kam tianana tua. Chai chichan kon chunchana swa. Chiriak wa. Katiwa.
You will have to purify your soul for this magic. A method is coming out very shortly and will be introduced at the workshop on how to purify that element, how to energize it, and how to make it work as the battery for the magic, as the storage center for a greater kind of energy for each flourish.
Kahinai itanchanti. Taikawan chachintkaman. Tik chai takanta tat kunchituti. Chai kiach umtawa chakariskai. Chkantina nintisan tuchichko. Tikania nanino tsu chach katucha u chiniki chitita.
It will appear that many of you will have difficulty with this exercise because purification of the soul will demand some great effort on your part. And you must verify that you are capable of doing this.
Chantaka anti now. Tansiskata tai satsu. Salsu chan kanchiana satsua. Shina. Shishka hushi nientia. Nantika santi. Chucha. Nina nanaskiatia chasaskaunti. Tucha. Chichi nanishka. Shaganini. Niska chananisa.
You will be noticed once your soul is purified. No one will be able to not notice the enlightenment that is coming to you, but in a different way than would be normally achieved.
Hani ahano sa antin han ayana mahinani. Anay hani hana aditawan na hasani na. Antin siya na hawahan yani. Unhawan na. Nay sandiwahan.
Although the magic is of all positivity, there will be moments that it will be fought by the negative side. So do not be surprised if there are attacks during the soul cleansing, but keep good faith that you are worthy. Otherwise, you would not be going through this process.
Hiwahan amni nawani anahan. Ahan na siya ni tu ushani. Han ni nan san sensi. Saha han hawani nesisai. Han sahana hitu. Han ya na rasai hinya ha.
You may experience some very unusual effects from the soul cleansing, even breatharian effects, that you may be able to bring in nourishment through the skin, the body, and through the air.
Hanyan Sahan chan hinyanya hasini. Siwi anya nikyan hasan chan teni hanani ai sai mayanina.
The soul has the answers for all questions of every life form. So therefore, it may bring out in you other alien appreciations.
Hiwayahan chaihan wahahan hasan ninyanya. Anchaianya hasai yayanenya san. Insai yisai wa yanya.
Do not let these extra abilities go to your head, but remain humble, because they can be taken away. God is in charge. Remember this.
Haya hanya sinya. Hanonorian ti ayakan sai sini. Yayin ya. Sanyi ayanya. Hanchi.
The power of this cleansing will change your life forever. You will not want to go back, and you will not want to repeat the negativity of your dimension or density.
Anahi hai ha. Ha hanahi sawahan. Yahasa is nahi wahan. Hasayana.
In conclusion, we are coming to bring to you the outcome of all things. This will be evident to you as you work through each chakra.
Anhihawa anzahai. Hawasawana Atanahasai Sabahasha Hasai Hawashasa Hi, honey, ha. Hi, not. Why?
Do not be discouraged by this statement, but only few of you will be able to do ultimate work in this area.
Hi, Hana hasia. Ha saina wa shu. Ai sate ha. Hu shawana. Yasha isat. Ahina. Iha.
But having said that, I see that many in this room have the capability and full ability to do as much as a master magician could do. Do not be discouraged if it takes a long time.
Are there questions, I guess?
Sure. I don't know if there are any questions, but let me see. Anyone? I think we were, why don't, before we go into questions, well, Eva has a question, but maybe you can, if you can, from your own point of view, answer or interpret, because we were seeing the light language and then the interpretation, but on a summation, can you tell us what we just heard there?
I can give you a summation of what I thought was happening.
Perfect. And then Eva, after that, ask your question. But go ahead. Yeah, that'd be great, Jim.
I saw that they're bringing out different aspects of how the magic's going to work and how it's going to be utilized in the system. The first part, the first teachings of the magic were very basic. Were very actually they were better than basic. They were very inclusive of all chakras and the enhancements that the chakras can bring. But now they're including the soul in this and God in this. And when you include the soul in this magic, it brings out a creativity, a power, an energy that is actually somewhat untapped. If you really think about it, many people don't really call on their soul to do many things. They call on their abilities as what they know from their mental acuity. They call on their abilities as far as what people know that they can do, what things that they have done in the third density. This is saying that this will go beyond third density capabilities, beyond what the original magic that they were talking about is capable of in a creative way, because you will be calling on all parts of that creation that is in the soul, if you believe that it's possible to call on that. Now, many people will shun the thought that it's they could use the whole soul. Well, I even have a hard time believing that. But the thing is, if you can use more of it now then than you can now, that is an incredible plus. That's an incredible addition to the white magic, because it will create a power, a very powerful place for your conjuring and for your abilities. What did you get out of it, Will?
I thought it was really interesting because of the channels that came through.
Yeah.
To me, the first two were collective consciousnesses. They were collectives. And the first one was the one that I thought I was only going to be channeling. And that they introduced themselves as the ancient ones. But the last three were individuals to me. They felt like individuals. But it's just interesting how once you open the stream and start talking with me, it's light language that triggers most of it. And how it changes. And that's the interesting part as a channel, what went through. And the information, Jim's translations are spot on. And I didn't know if he was going to actually start diving into the channeling aspect of it. But I saw them inside Jim as well. So it's just like, that in itself is interesting.
What I saw was they still have more to bring out on this. This is still a very young thing. It's like we're just babies with it. So as time goes on, they're going to introduce more and more levels of it, because I have a feeling this is, and I know that it is interdimensional, but I didn't think that we as third dimensional beings would be able to tap into that interdensity dimensional section of it. So, but it sounds like that we can.
Wow. Okay, so in that little interim, we have a whole bunch of questions, whereas before we didn't have any. So let's start with Eva. Go ahead, Eva. She has a question.
I have a few questions. First, to Jim, how do we use the soul? Then I'd like to ask who else spoke through Will? And my last question would be, one of his beings spoke about many different ways of accumulating white magic, including through the wand. So is there any more information how? Okay, so 3 questions. Who spoke, wand and other ways, and how do we actually use the soul?
Okay. Are you going to do that? I mean, what's the first question again?
How do we use the soul?
Oh,
because you spoke about using soul, so how?
Yeah, the soul is actually they spoke of the soul as being purified by the magic. As you go up through the chakras, it's purifying the soul with your belief systems, with your understanding of what's happening. It's not only purifying your chakras, it's helping to purify your soul. Now, what I understood was you have to put an emphasis at some point on just the soul. I think it's once you reach the higher elevations of the chakras, that the soul becomes very important, because it's starting to get really purified. And with a purified soul, you can start to see what's there and what's available to you. So that's how you would use it. You would have to purify yourself chakra-wise, and then look to the soul and see if there's anything there that needed purified by the white magic as it comes through. So let me give you an example of that I understood. Say you've had some kind of really bad something happen to you a long time ago. It's all purified through the chakras, but the soul took a big hit on that, and you have some unforgiveness to God or unforgiveness to somewhere. Something's not quite right in the soul. And you know that. Everybody knows when there's something not quite right in the soul. So that's when you would go and try to really purify that soul and make it as pure as possible. What's the second question?
Who spoke?
Spoke. Who?
I do not know.
Okay.
I know there was 2 collectives at the beginning.
So the first ones introduced themselves to me as the Ancient Ones, whatever that means. It's just like they're the spirit of the dragons. They're basically spirit. They're never incarnated as anything. Okay, they're the spirit and seed of intention of the dragons from the white magic.
Yep. All right.
The second, they call it, you know, the name doesn't do them justice, but they call themselves the winds of change.
I understand that. Let me take off from that. The winds of change are actually Native American spirit winds from those past ancient times. They did a lot of helpfulness with Earth, and that is why they're available to do this now, because they're friends of Mother Earth, and Mother Earth is the winds of change are the Native American spirits that were helping Mother Earth for many, many thousands of years.
And still are.
Yeah, it's still are.
And yeah, the other ones, they're still here, but I'm not getting any names from the individuals. But I'm sure
they're not talking to us right at the moment. So what was the third question?
The third question was about ways, because they mentioned multiple ways of accumulating magic,
Yes,
including the wand.
the wand can be used as accumulating magic. It can come up through the feet, through the hands. But I think what they were trying to say is that you can actually gain magic through the air, because it is now, they talk about the magic being on the surface of the planet, about 8.6% or something. You can now start bringing it in by breathing and bringing it in through your body in some way. I'm not sure how that is. I'll have to find out from them when they talk at the workshop.
Exactly. That's exactly what they said. Tune into the workshop for more info.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I found it interesting that Matt, that they talk about and you talk about magic as something to accumulate, like you're collecting magic as opposed to wielding magic,
Right.
from intention. And that's a different, so basically like you can have a storehouse of magic. Is that it? Is there a finite amount of magic?
Yes, it goes through all the chakra systems.
I like when Will likes my question.
all the chakras can be filled, and that's as much as you can have.
Okay. But on a worldwide basis, is there a finite amount?
Can I answer that, Jim?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Because Jim's going to give you technical details, and he's going to say that, yes, there's a limit, there's a finite amount. Yes. This is God energy, though. Okay. So our ideas of finite and infinite are interwoven with the true masters of the white magic will see how, they will see how this gets viewed as a finite amount, but it's infinite in its source, it's infinite in our abilities to be able to use it. And the chakras, just like our knowledge of the chakras at this point, is that our safety and our foundation of the root chakra, we're building our safety with white magic when we're gathering. And gathering is simply a term. It's purifying, it's filling up the chakra, it's filling up our foundation with Mother Earth, with Gaia, and our ability to perceive, conceive, understand, and be safe with the white magic. One thing that all of the vibration I received through all of these entities and collectives, they didn't quite say it in English. There was a lot of layers and caution. To me, white magic has always been peaceful and safe, and that's the God vibration along with it. That's also the Gaia vibration with it. And because it's working with us and our soul and our karma and our trauma and helping us get through that, the trauma really is us having to deal with it. I don't wanna.
Mhm.
But it's helping us deal with it in a very natural way, that we should not be afraid of who we really are. And it's only because we want to resist knowing who we really are that we would experience the trauma with it. So
Okay.
once we allow and work with it, we'll find out that it's a very joyful experience working with every aspect of it.
They also added, once you reach the crown, if you're able to get that far with the magic, it's a divine circuit then. It's internal. So that completes a circuit of some sort that you'll be able to do far more than what you would imagine.
So if I understand, once you're full, but that fullness becomes a divine infinite circuit.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Yay. Now, who's next? It is Michelle. Go ahead, Michelle.
Hi there. I just have a question about how many of us will become masters of the white magic. We have a group where we use the white magic, 2 and 3 times a day. So I'm just wondering, how many of us will really get a grasp on this and really excel at it? That's my question. And also, is it a gift from the archangels as well? That's what I tell people. It's a gift from the archangels and Gaia. Is that correct?
Well, first of all, the first question is, that depends on each individual, how dedicated you are to bringing that in and to keeping it integral, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I know that the archangels are from higher realms than they had it before we had it, but I don't know if it's actually a gift from them or just from God.
Okay. And what about masters? Like, how many of us will be masters of this? It was mentioned that some in the group would be. So I'm just curious.
I don't think they're putting a number on it. I think it's up to each individual. If you want to work that hard to get there, you'll become a master. I don't think there's a limited number. Okay. What do you think, Will?
Thank you.
If you're willing to let them channel through, I can give you a more precise answer.
Okay. I'm just getting that it's up to each individual how far they get.
And they're saying that don't worry about how many there's going to be and what level you are. Your own ability to achieve the master level is between you and your inner being. And in understanding that everyone will be at their own level, and to not compare, and to allow them to be at their level and allow you to be at your level, wanting to be up here, but being here is a judgment comparison and will only lead to not progressing. Being not only okay, but being in your joy where you are, wherever it is the way to get to here. And allowing to come fully. Because any question, any judgment, any sawaranoku, it's resistance. Any resistance to your fullness will be resistance to your full potential. Did that answer your question?
It did. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think it's hard for people to sometimes not want to compare, like what degree I'm at, what level am I. And the spiritual path is never about that. You are where you are, and that's exactly where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So Karen, they said 6.8%.
Okay. Lily Pad has a question. But Michelle, was that all of your questions?
Yes, that's great. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you
perfect.
very
Okay.
much.
Lily Pad, you have a question. Michelle, if you could turn off your camera, that'd be awesome.
Hello, thank you.
Uh,
Actually, I have two questions. One is today they mentioned the soul. I don't really think about my soul. Maybe I should. I don't know why. So how can I guess everybody's different, always focusing in different things. But how do I connect? How do I know if I'm connected to my soul? Because normally when I try to do a follow meditation and guided, they always speak about the higher self. So is that the same, or am I? How do I, knowing this what you did today, and how do I do I know I'm connecting to my soul? Is it in here inside me, outside, or how do I don't know? I'm kind of lost.
Okay. Did you want to answer that first?
I don't know. I guess I don't know what the soul is. I'm sorry, I'm not very advanced. Like
Right.
I'm pretty behind.
So they're saying that you're going to answer it logically, Jim. Okay. And if you allow me to channel for a second.
Okay.
Your soul is the fullness of who you are. You cannot be separated from your soul. Your soul is the collection of all the ideas of identity and all the ideas of separation of who you are, but it is also the unity of the collection of your true essence. You cannot be separated from it.
Correct.
And they're done.
And I would say that the soul is the portion of you that God gave you for that is your life, that the life force within you. That life force contains every bit of what God has to offer, everyone in the universe. But we only use portions of the soul in each lifetime. But let me tell you this. With the white magic, they're telling me that as you are progressing through the chakras and clearing them out, you'll find greater connection with the soul. So you will find out what and where your soul is within you as you progress with the white magic. But it is the life force within you.
Okay, and this is my last question. So if Gaia, so she allows the white magic to come through. So does it mean that her solar? I mean, does she have a solar plexus, and is she purified already? And where is the solar plexus in the planet? Thank you.
Yes, she does have all those parts: heart, mind, soul, spirit. I don't know where the solar plexus is on Gaia. Do you, Will? But I know where the heart is.
We went there, Lake Titicaca.
Oh, Lake Titicaca is the solar plexus. That makes sense to me. That makes sense.
Okay, that's Bolivia, Peru.
Yes.
Bolivia and Peru, yes.
Okay. Okay.
And that makes sense to me because we certainly did feel that when we were there.
Okay. And what? Sorry. What consequence can this have? Because you mentioned, or the collective said about the God would take it away. I guess if someone or whoever misuse it.
What happens when the magic comes into one of the chakras? It's purifying that area that it governs. Say the root chakra governs the lower part of the body and survival and all that. It will purge out all those things that are problems within that area, such as fear of survival, fears of very basic fears and things. I know that many of you out there that have already started with the white magic class say you've changed since the white magic is starting to come through your system, because it is purging out negativity and it leaves in the things that are necessary. Of course, you need to have caution don't touch the hot stove or whatever. But it's taking away unnecessary fears, unnecessary concerns, and things of that nature.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
both of you, everybody.
Hey, hi, Yana, I see your question was answered, but since you're still on the line, did you want to ask a question?
Yes, thank you. Yes, I was wondering, because this all sounds a lot like consciousness expansion and Kundalini rising, and it has a large, I think it feels like a normal ascension process.
Yes.
But
it's a little, it might be a little more intense.
Okay.
But it's still, some people do feel those different things with the ascension process. However, when it gets to the solar plexus, people really feel it much differently than an ascension process. Because if you've had a really bad youth or a bad adulthood, a lot of that stuff comes back. And a lot of that gets purged out. I've talked to many people that when it's going through the solar plexus, they're having a really rough time because it's purging out things and bringing back memories from past times that they have totally forgot about, but it is bringing that back so that they can purge it out.
So does it have a connection with Allure in Australia, because that's the solar plexus of Mother Earth, and that had a big activation last year. So, and as with our process, we are sort of piggy riding with Mother Earth.
Yes.
Does it become available because she is taking the next step in her cleansing and ascension?
Actually, she is already cleansed. She's really, to be able to offer it, she has already had to be cleansed of everything. So she had to go through that cleansing before she offered it. But yes, I'm sure that she understands it and how tough it is.
So is there a link to magic of old that was before here, or was it never available on Earth?
What, magic of old?
Magic like with Merlin and...
Oh, you can find magical references all over the internet.
Okay. So, but that's the white magic as well, or is that
no? That's not. This is something new. Yeah.
Oh. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think Alan had a question. Go ahead, Alan.
Oh, hang on one second here.
Oh,
so
sure.
thank you, Yana, for correcting about the solar plexus. To me, I thought I heard sacral chakra for Lake Titicaca, which is the water, the creative chakra.
Yeah. So where's the sacral? Oh, it's the solar plexus. They said is in Australia.
Yes, Uluru.
All right. All right.
Okay, sorry. Not Alan. It's Sheer. Sheer has a question.
Hello.
Sheer.
Is he on there?
Let me see if I have to invite him. Let me see. Ask to unmute. Wait a second. I have to do it. No, he's mute.
Now, can you hear me now?
Oh yes, we can hear you now.
Hi. One question and a couple of things that you haven't mentioned, but I think it will help the people who are listening. First of all, you mentioned if you're able to absorb magic to your crown chakra, you will have a longer period of life or something of that nature. I was
a circuit to eternity, pretty much, but a circuit to the internal power, I think.
Yes, but I was specifically told do not absorb magic towards the crown chakra, stop at the third eye, because when you get to the crown chakra, it can actually create some problems. The only one who actually in charge of the crown chakra is God, and you should not deal with the crown chakra in any shape or form, not in magic or Reiki or things of that nature. So you should imagine getting the magic through the third eye, but when it comes to the crown, just send the leftover out, or retake it, reabsorb it through the root.
Okay, I know I probably channeled that, but I don't remember it.
Okay. Second of all, you
May I
don't
jump
really
in?
absorb.
What?
May I
One
jump
of
in?
the
That may have been instructions just for you, Sheer, because of who you are. Possibly.
Possibly, but I remember I was with someone else and we were told, do not take it to the crown chakra. However, this might be something that we need to rethink it.
Well, maybe
I'm
it's,
open for it.
I think that things are opening up also in a different way now. And I'm not sure if we'll have to revisit that at some point.
Okay. Second of all, you don't really absorb it as much as you open the pathways to the different chakras, because once you use it, you immediately refill your charges, and
Right.
you kind of get like a mage rush, like getting all of it back, and some of it misuse it. But you basically you don't absorb it; you just open up the
Well,
pathway. And one advice that I can give people, yes, the Earth is now currently with 8 point something magic percentage. However, there are certain points in the Earth who are more potent of magic, and you have an easier time absorbing the magic over there than other places. This is something you should consider. And also, magic has its own how should I say it? Its own will, it has its own mind, its own consciousness. So you basically absorb it, and it's like getting some sort of an AI kind of energy that understands what it is that you want, and you mostly use it through intention and moving around your body. So if it does help someone to understand it better how magic works, it has its own consciousness, and you merge with it in some ways.
Yes, if you've collected so much magic and you use it, start using it, it fills right back up. You never lose. Like, say if you're at the sacral and you use some of that magic, you're still full up to the sacral. It'll never deplete. Wherever you are filled to, it won't deplete from that place.
Yeah. So just consider when you're starting to absorb the magic, just ask how much a magic percentage is in your area. Maybe it's going to be worth your while to do a drive or something like that to a different place to absorb it. Sometimes it can make a world difference. This is the advice that I can give people.
Okay.
If you have a limited understanding or viewpoint of this white magic, it will be limited in your experience. If you allow it to work with you, fully, through you, your experience will be magnificent. It is nothing to be afraid of. You have this understanding inherently within you. If you wish to use it in a limited fashion, use it in a limited fashion. If you wish to use it in an unlimited fashion and expand the use and availability of white magic, then that is what will happen.
Thank you. I kind of
enjoyed the way Sheer described it as having its own consciousness. And then, no, sorry, I lost my microphone for a second. I like the way that Sheer described it as having its own consciousness, and it brought to mind that you could always look at a nutrient. Like magic was a nutrient that you absorb, and it has different workings in the body, but it can also be wielded in some way. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I think Alan was next with a question.
So when you're collecting the energy, does that sort of make the magic in your area, like, does it take time for it to refill in the sense, because if you take energy, then it's like less concentrated and it sort of needs, is that a thing that it needs to sort of, I guess, replenish the area that you collected it from, or is it just constantly there and it doesn't need time to refill?
It's just constant.
Okay.
Mother Earth can feed you constantly.
Okay. All right.
What do you think, Bill?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, yeah.
Totally.
Okay, very good.
All right,
And
thank you.
they're asking to move on to the Lions Gate, if that's
okay. There's one more question from JLo. Can we ask have him ask that? He's the last one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Excellent. Good morning, everyone. Jim and Will, it's interesting. It's not the usual, but excellent. Perfect timing. And I was actually going to inquire about the Lion's Gate as well. But with that said, I went to Mount Shasta 2 weeks ago, and while I was on the mountain, I closed my eyes a few times and I saw these very intricate shapes or patterns just weave themselves in real time. And it was very interesting. And I was wondering if that's part of white magic or an essence of it, if you will.
Go ahead, Will.
I can channel something for that.
Okay.
It'll be a language though.
Okay. Okay. What you are seeing is the sacred geometry of the planet. What you are experiencing is part of all of the essence of the planet that you live in. So white magic would be included in that, in part of the algorithms that are released by the planet. So your visions of interacting geometric markings are that of all things in the matrix, as well as the planetary personality.
Thank you very much. And as a final note, I understand that every single one of us will have our own perspective, but it's always fun for me to just be open to anything. I feel like at the end of the day, I don't know anything, but being open, you'll see things that are very interesting, and it's fun to play with that. And Will, while you were bringing through whichever collective was coming through, I was looking at a cat, at one of my friend's cat, and I think a little sphere of energy. I'm not sure if it was purple or blue. It manifested. That was pretty cool and fun. Thank you so much to the both of you, Will and Jim. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I was mistaken. Actually, Keenan has one. He's the last question, and then we'll go on to the Lion's Gate. Keenan?
Hello. This is very exciting. Thank you very much. My name is Keenan, and it's the first time I've been on this. I have some questions regarding, I understand different energies, infinite intelligence in streaming from the top down for the most part. Then we have the intelligent energy that would come from the core up, if you would say. So in my understanding, the earth energy is the golden energy of the lampstands, which holds the white energy of the candle light, which are the 7 chakras. And I understand those two energies very, very well. And so we have the white magic part of it. And if I were to think about understanding the in-streamings and the upstreamings of that in my body, where does the white magic relate with both of those energies?
You want to do that one or me?
Soho chia kan nitsuata. Tia cha tianya kan ninyata. San chan chan chinyana. Tia tia ti chachi. Sasisa sikachanyan tintian tin. Sahis kiachi san chan tintu tiatu.
The energies of the body are brightened by the chakras, the energies outside of the body. And the magical energies enter the chakral energies and brighten the physical energies. So they are all working together. And so as magic works through the body, the mind, and spirit, through the chakras, it all becomes one great big beautiful creation. It's like the tree of life. As you water the roots and it grows up through the limbs, all things are taken care of through these energies.
Many thanks. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. All right. So if you want to continue on with the next stage of our gathering,
yes.
Go ahead, Will.
So it is the Lion's Gate, Happy Lion's Gate. And besides regurgitating any of the information that's out on the internet, I'd just like to dive into light language.
Oh.
Because they have something unique to share about this Lion's Gate, and we'll just start. Achinhi aihi, anahi anawa nja, anawa hai asamnyawan, antaihi anhai nai.
The winds of the universe blow musically through your solar system at this time. Heed the sound.
How nai nai hina, anchani no ramani, anano, anyanawai.
Each planet has its own sound and its own resonance vibration, and it is relevant to this Lion's Gate.
Hai anayawan naihin, ai nanyawan hin ai wanyain.
Many things are said about this Lion's Gate, but this is a broadening and enhancing and an awakening Lion's Gate for your people. Take in all the balances of everything that you are experiencing, and you will see that great change is with you. Let this Lion's Gate lighten you and your burdens. Give up your attention to it. Shedding that which is stressful will give you a new vision of what tomorrow may bring for you. Let water, air, and fire also be a part of your reality when accepting the Lion's Gate this time.
Suranya Sierra Kaisanya Noru.
The rain, the wind, the lightning, they are all part of nature, and they are all part of what to experience in the future, but in a positive way, of course.
Horur Shishanya Antaiho Anta.
A careful re-envisionment of what is happening in your world will give you a new vantage point on the first step of the next day.
Suranyana Aisa.
We do not talk plainly because if we talk too plainly, only one person would understand, but many need to dig deep into our thoughts. Allow, allow.
Muha Nawajanta Ahanahawata Wanayansa Yawahushawu Chitanawana.
Greetings. Today is a new day and a new beginning. Enter through the door of the Lion's Gate.
Haihewan Chainaha Yan Haihean Amnyawo Niwawan Han Hanchan Nahahahuaya Yan Haihean Wananya Nya Kanyaha.
Do not be afraid to let the fire purge you, for then you will see that it was meant to be all along. And this is the truth.
Hauhan Nyaura Hahan Kan Huan Wan Yanha Hai Hat Mohan.
Cast off the burden from your shoulder and the blinders from your eyes.
Moi Nahayinaha Ho Huj An Hawahiawan Ho Hon Hai Nahahe Mwan Yan Ha Nua Ha.
Nothing here is how it appears. So find the truth in the real reality.
Ham Chow Honaha Monya Han Chamahina Mwana Hamani Hamja Kon Hamani Niwa Hanwa Hin Wanyan.
Bow down to the truth, be it east or west. Bow down in earnest.
Muha.
Farewell. Can you hear me? There is a time to measure your time, but this is a time to free your time. There is a time to run the race, but the race has already been won if you understand where the beginning and the end are. Know the difference between yourself and others, but do not judge that difference, because they may judge it in return. Remove all your calendars, for time is an illusion, and this illusion brings you stress. But instead, live day by day with the truth of your understanding. Fill yourself with truth, and you will know which direction to step and where the minefields are. I can perceive, but what I perceive can I know? This is one of the riddles of life. If you help me to understand your divisions, I will bring you unity, because I can understand how this can work. There are many that feel they are broken at this time, but they are only under siege, and they can be realigned and fixed if they choose the right direction. Everything seems to be a limitation, but remember there are no limitations in the mind. You may think and be as broad and as far as you wish to be. So as the riddles, the wisdom, the understandings of this Lionsgate move forward cautiously, but with great consciousness and great confidence because you are in alignment with the positive energies, and therefore you have nothing to fear, and you allow nothing to be in your way. Move forward quickly. Woo. Okay.
Move.
That was very strange.
Just my personal experience to this. I just chuckle every once in a while because it's just humorous at times.
It is. It's incredibly humorous. But they did have a lot to say, but I'm not sure I understood it.
So maybe it's time for questions then.
Well, if there's any questions, I took it to be just an invitation to be willing to be open, and that it's not so much that with the Lions Gate we have to do so much, but we have to be willing to, you know, allow the energies and all of that to move through us, and we move through the gate, whatever that actually means, but just being open to all of the possibilities that are created in that.
I like that. That's a very good interpretation, I think. Because they were saying a lot of things that were sort of mystical and sort of wise at the same time, but yet in another way, it had different layers of understanding to it. And they wanted to make sure that they brought that through as well, that they didn't want everybody to understand it directly, but they wanted it to be pondered.
Yeah, I always have the impression, or I always get the mental picture whenever you have any of these kind of gates or portals, that your job is to kind of stand in the midst of them, heart open, and then the alchemy happens with that intention to be open. You know, I think there's so many layers of all the universal stuff. It's probably better to be out of the mind at that point.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Are there any questions?
Yeah, are there any questions relative to this? I see some questions from other people, but they're not in line with this subject. So I would, yeah. Detta has a question first, and she was asking it about the magic, but I think it would be also relevant to this. Detta, do you want to ask the question yourself, or do you want me to ask it? She typed it. Is she still here? Yeah. Detta, do you want to ask it? La Detta. We'll see if she. Okay, I don't see her unmuting. So the question was, if we absorb the energy, and this is also referring to the magic, but if we absorb the energy and it becomes too intense, how do we release or stop the energy from flowing?
Well, I can answer that it will never be too intense. It will never overcome you. It comes into you naturally, so Mother Earth knows who you are and how to give you what is necessary. So no one that I know of has been overwhelmed by magic. They are, in fact, wanting to bring it in faster and faster, and they find they're impatient to get it into their systems, or get it into their chakras, I should say.
Okay. Great, thank you. Okay, and Jay has a question.
Thank you. One of my dreams or objectives is to actually spend more time in nature, if not live very close to it, have it right in my backyard. And what I got from that message, aside from many things, was clear your calendar or your calendars. And I feel that just because of the lifestyles that many of us do experience, living in cities, etc., these energies that are coming through, interpret them however you wish, but they definitely can be very supportive, if you will, in many directions of our lives. And I feel that it's like a call to attention to just be self-aware, like, hey, why do I feel bothered about this, or what's bugging me, etc., and make modifications or changes so we can just be more at peace, etc. But nature and the elements. I feel like that was mentioned, and I feel that it's very interesting because creation has a language all of its own. It's very unique, it's very diverse, you can break it down. And elementals, once again, usually when I go to Mount Shasta, I'll have certain experiences, but I felt like I've never experienced this before, but the wind, we have all felt the wind many times when it's a windy day, et cetera, et cetera. But over there specifically, I felt like it was speaking, and I don't know if to me specifically, but I definitely felt something. And I was wondering, can they say anything about that? Because I find it to be very interesting. Thank you.
Go ahead. From solar winds to galactic winds to earthly winds or planetary winds, they all speak in one way or another to the people that are here. And they are all saying the same thing. They are saying, you are part of us. We are part of you. We want to speak to you and calm you and give you the remembrance of this day. We want to give you the remembrance of time and space as it exists in your reference point. We want to also speak to you that we have been around for a long, long time, and that we know of which you are made, and know of how you understand us, and take us in as a calming reminder that you are part of all that there is.
Thank you so much. That's exactly what I felt. I didn't know how to express it in words, but at the time I felt very much peace, and I was just very silent, taking it all in. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Are there any other questions that are related to this chat? Okay.
What?
I didn't see any more questions from anyone that, and Don, do you have a question that's related to this? Sheer had a question. Sheer, you had another question?
Sure, go ahead.
Go ahead, Sheer.
I'm not sure if we're still on the subject of magic or the Lion Gate.
Well, Lionsgate was the last thing we were talking about, but if you have another question about magic, I guess we can do that.
No, we'll ask on the Lion Gate. How, well, does it has a specific purpose on each year, or each year it has its own agenda, the same agenda each year?
Wanyaha wahanwa mohonyo moham amyam hamhuma manyama ham cham hamama nyumama nyama mam chum ham chahua mawayuma mam nam nyamam ham nyamo mi ham nyam chum hamayim ham yim ham cham yamima ham yim ham yamama Han chum yum 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 ha han him yum han yum yum han ya hum yum hum.
Each year, the essence and the energies of the Lionsgate come through in a different and more specific way. The reason for this is to direct and engage you for a specific purpose. This year's Lionsgate is to be studied so that you can know in which direction it wants you to go. Each individual has its own meaning to the Lionsgate energy, for each person interprets energy differently. just as you interpret thoughts of one another differently. But remember this, it is for your edification and your upbuilding that the Lion's Gate energies enter. It is never to bring you down and never for anything of negative natures, but it is only to uplift and to bring forth that which is of a greater need in your life or a greater enhancement of your purpose.
Thank you. I would also like to ask which entity governs the Lion Gate. Is it God, the angels, Gaia? Who is in charge, and who could you converse in order to use the full potential of the Lion Gate, and how to do so?
Ham Yahim Ha, Ham Yam Chom Ha, Cham Shahim Chawam Ha, Ham Cha Cham Cham Yam Ham, Shan Cha Chaham Kam, Ham Chi, Ham Hayakum Ham.
There is not one person, one energy, one community, one conglomerate, or any species in charge of the Lion's Gate energy. We come voluntarily to give you information at this time. We want to tell you that each time that the Lion's Gate approaches, we prepare ourselves for it and feel the energy before we come through with a message. And therefore, it is unique who comes to this year's reception.
Okay. I will ask a more specific kind of question. Can you tell me the source of the Lion Gate, and not as source as God, because everything is connected to God, but is there a different kind of source that the Lion Gate is coming from?
Ham Yahanya, Ham Hai and Chaham Hanina, Hai Hain Hanyan, Nima Hanyanima, Hai Ham Kai Ham Cha and Hiamai, Manyan Yama, In Ya Ham Yanyama, Him Yama, Him Jaim Hai, my Maham Chamahim Ya. Myam kam hin yam mahim yam yahamia.
The original source is the constellation Leo. However, the planets in your solar system and their arrangement thereof also give energies in specific ways and speak in their own vibrational language to the people of all the areas around your planet and within your planet. So therefore, it is from the constellations and from the planets and from the arrangement thereof that the Lion Gate speak the way they do. Each year and each time it is different, for it must be to keep in alignment and with the greater integrity of the universe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where did that come from?
Okay, there's a question from Julie. Go ahead, Julie.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hi. I have a question. I have a dream before that I'm one of the. I mean, I'm playing with the lions, and I just want to know if the cherubim is part of Lion's Gate.
Okay. Yes, in some way it is, because the cherubim are one of the first creations of God, and they are the guardians of the universe, and they are very large beings. And they are also guardians of the angelic realms. So in some ways, the cherubims are, they are part of the the message that is given every time, I'm sure, because they're they're the oldest creatures in the universe.
Okay. I have one more. Well, I have a hypnosis a couple months ago, and I said that I am a cherubim. Is a cherub? Is there any name of Rowena as a cherubim? Because they told me before that my soul name is Rowena.
Owena?
Rowena.
Rowena?
Yes.
Rowena is the soulmate name.
Okay. And so what is the actual question?
Am I a cherubim? Because they told me. I mean, I said it in my hypnosis that I am a cherubim.
All right. One moment, please. Do you have some light language for that? Because I don't know the answer. Go ahead. Yes, there is the essence of cherubim within you. You are not a full-fledged cherubim, but there is essence of cherubim within you, and you are part of the oldest elements of this particular universe. There are millions of universes, but yes, you are part of the oldest portion of this one. And so that is true.
Thank you. That will be it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, I don't have any other questions, amazingly enough.
Well, then let's do the final prayers and things.
Sure. Oh, you were right at the end, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have anything else to add, Will? Before we...
Oh, go ahead, Will. Do you have anything else to add?
Just the final blessing whenever it's convenient.
And I'll have to do announcements.
Okay, well, we'll have Will do the final blessing, and then Angie will do the announcements.
Anahiha ta'awahanhia. Yaya hanahasa achawa. Ya kananiria tananeiwatia. Hata ahia ha. Wana hashia. Yaya kanahariti wana nanira. Hawahasa anahasisiarta. Onahaya hatananirewa. Yaya kachata anahaitsa. Yaho hanahasutia. Hawashashanarha. Awasahanahiata, Shayaka awanahasuta awanahisi, Yoya cha ahwanahakasisi, Hasa anahayata tierata, Akahahisa nahatiriata, Awakahasa anahawata tira, Arakahia na ataskawa chiartisikawata, Itanananiyaraka, Shashahananiyarata, Shoshoko onananiyarata, Arsahaya sha ananiyarata.
Thank you all for coming close and creating the energy that we are now part of. Be of good cheer and be of good love and kindness one to another. For we are all here together, united for the purpose of bringing forth the greatest good that there can be. Remember that God is with us and is the center of all things. He is the center of your love, compassion, and goodwill. Know that we are here with you as well to enhance that goodwill and energy and to enhance all things that are with you. Love, guidance, protection, confidence. We will all move together into this unknown future with a great deal of understanding that God is leading, guiding, and directing, and will have his way. do not fear or do not even consider or entertain the thoughts of failure, for he is with you, and that is not something that is part of his understanding. May you all have a wonderful day. Be of good cheer and love. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Angie, would you like to close us out with some nice announcements? And also, Will, before you go, announce your channel, or Angie can do it for him, or somebody do something with your channel.
You can email me at reikiwithwill@gmail.com. You can find me on YouTube, Reiki with Will, and there's a whole bunch of everything on there.
Okay, great. And then everyone, please be sure to like and subscribe. If you've enjoyed watching this webinar and you would like to be in the room when Jim is channeling, then that is exclusively for Hucolo Club members. We had 26 people in the room today, which is incredible. We can have up to 100. And if we run out of space, we will always make more. But to become a member of Hucolo, you go to hucolo.org/webinars. And for $10 a month, you just help us take care of our expenses, like paying for a Zoom room and paying for the website and all that kind of stuff. So thank you so much for all of your support and being here every week. All right, Angie, take it away.
I just wanted to comment that each of our workshops that have come up have always been guided about the information that comes through. And as each, I mean, this year is, our workshop this year is, it's amazing how it's changed to formulate and come into alignment of what's really happening around us. I just am amazed about that. And so our workshop, which is coming up this Thursday through Monday, we are offering it online to those that can't participate in person. The classes, again, I just want to go over the classes again. It's on Friday is, there are two classes a day. There are 3 hours each. So the first class is nonviolent communication and pendulum communication and protection. Telepathy and emotion code is the second class. On Saturday, understanding and using the matrix. Second half is belief and consciousness. Sunday is white magic level 2. Afternoon is density, dimensions, and timelines. Also on Thursday, we're going to do galactic language. It will be after our supper time, so around 7 o'clock. And then just grounding meditation and opening and closing ceremony. Most of that is channeled information. And so it to help set the stage to set us for the coming energies and to end us with the energies we had just received. It's going to be an amazing time. If you are interested in the online portion, workshop at hucolo.org, and I will get something out to you as soon as possible.
I'll be teaching the light language, the galactic language on Thursday evening. Even if you speak light language, you will be able to find value in it. We will have galactic language activations. We will have, even if you speak 20 languages, if you want activations in more, you'll get activations in more. There's just interesting amounts of energy. And if you've signed up for any of the online classes, the galactic language class will help in integrating that information in a multidimensional way.
Thanks. Again, that's workshop at hucolo.org. If you're interested and have not signed up, this would be the time to really bring all your energies around and together. Thanks.
Okay, so just a reminder, please like and subscribe if you haven't done that. Do it again. And and also too, next week is the webinar. I mean, it is the gathering and so there will be no webinar. We'll probably do a rerun or for those on YouTube. But we will be back in 2 weeks with Jim channeling again. So much love to everyone, and we will see you next time. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Karen, Dawn, and Angie for talking, and thank you, Will.
Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, everyone.
So much channeling there, Will. Thank you.
And thanks to Will and to Jim. Great. And Will, don't be a stranger.
Yeah, that was really good. I think that you should come back.
Well, thank you all for sharing in my highest bliss here.
Yeah, good.
Thank you for all your contributions. Everyone who is watching and any now, you are the channel that I am tapping into. And you are an instrumental part of the ascension to Hucolo, to the energy of now. Because everything is here and now. So, utananari akatakuria.
Perfect. Awesome. Much love to everyone. Signing off.
Bye-bye.